Today I've been riding and I'll be reviewing the Smartmotion Hypersonic. This is their first full suspension e-mountain bike. They've had the Catalyst in the past, which was just a hardtail mountain bike with a rear hub motor, which of course isn't ideal. This one's got a Bafang mid-drive and, as you can see, full suspension. I've been in Riverhead Forest just after some rain and mud. We've got it pretty muddy, and I've got to say I've come away really impressed with this bike. It's only $4,500, so at that kind of price point you're going, yeah, well, that's pretty good value for a full sus, and it really is. But what makes it fantastic actually is that it just works really well. The motor system has got tons of torque. It pulls really well at very low RPM. So if you're trying to grind up a hill, it'll help you, even from the start. And as long as you've got one foot in a pedal, you can get going again, which means you can get up all sorts of things that you probably can't do on your regular mountain bike, not without a huge amount of skill. These Tektro brakes are pretty good. They really can stop you up in no time at all. The display is pretty nice. It's full color. Kind of tells you what you need to know. I've done probably just over 19.9 k's on the Odo, it says, and we've used about 40% of the battery. It's claiming a range of 50 k's, but I'm not quite sure how it works that out, because I don't think we'd get that. But suffice to say, I think probably overall 45-50 k's with this battery, which is the smaller one of the options, is quite reasonable. Thumb controls on the handlebar, easy to use. Yeah, you'll see some of the video footage of my riding, and we're going through some pretty gnarly stuff, and I just bombed through it, no trouble at all. Gears worked well. They are Dior 10-speed gears, so we're sort of in the entry level of mountain bike stuff, but it all worked really well. I rode nearly 20 k's today, but I wasn't at all tired at the end. Most of the time I was riding on one, which was comfortable riding with my mate on his regular bike, and two was kind of really comfortable through most of the undulating, more technical terrain. To go up a really steep hill, I put it on full. Five, was tended to be a little bit overpowered even, but it's useful to have if you want to really haul it up a hill. Just go pretty fast, sort of 20 k's an hour or so uphill, which is entirely possible. This bike is pretty striking, as you can see. Lots of orange on it. They've got the Smartmotion branding on pretty much everything. It's on there, it's on the seat post, it's on the bike obviously, it's on the grips, it's on the wheels, very much. It's on the suspension forks, it's on the cranks, it's on stickers everywhere. Obviously very proud of the brand. It's on the fork crown there, and it says kind of hypersonic on the down tube. You can't really see that at the moment. Batteries branded. These aren't the pedals that come with it. This has got regular platform pedals, but because I was riding here, I put my own cleated pedals on. More stickering. The only things that aren't branded are the the suspension components and the derailleur and so on. It is a 27.5 inch wheel with a plus sized tyre, so I think that's a 2.6. What it does mean is that you've got masses of grip, and as long as you don't run them too hard, it adds a little bit to the comfort and plushness of the bike. Some of those kind of off camber sections makes it a whole lot easier. I think it says something about 125 mils at the back, so that must be the rear suspension travel, and I suspect the front is somewhat similar. Yeah, it says 120, so that's what that is. It felt pretty good. These are, I suppose you could say, sort of slightly above entry level forks. I have noticed that they tend to get a bit of kind of oil and grease on them. So you know, there's some compromises to price, but they work really well. The damping is good. They're reasonably plush. They are an air suspension, so lots of adjustment. You can lock it out in a number of degrees of lock there. The rear one is a RockShox Monarch, which is altogether not a bad fork. Oh, sorry, not a bad shock. I should mention this battery. This is the entry level one. So this is the, if you pay $4,500 for this bike, this is what you get. 11.6 amp hour. So it's not a massive battery by any imagination, but it seems to have plenty of range. So you know, it's really not a concern at all unless you're going fast. So I was, you know, riding normal mountain biking speeds today, and you know, I used about 40% of the battery over 20 k's of fairly gnarly riding. So you know, if you wanted to get good range on that, you can get the bigger battery, which is then $4,800. It's easy to take off the battery. You can also charge it on the bike or off the bike. I see there's routing here, presumably for cable, so that you can put a dropper post on. I think it'd be quite nice to have a dropper post on this bike. It sort of deserves it. But equally, it's not so much trouble to you know, just drop the seat post and raise it again if you want to. You know, dropper posts normally somewhere between $300 to $500 extra. So you know, it is one of those concessions on a bike like this, which is made to a price point. But having said that, I don't think they've skimped anywhere. There's nothing on it that I say, oh man, if only they had. It's all round a pretty jolly good package, and I think anybody can enjoy this bike. There we go.